If you are a web designer, developer, agency, consultant, you are in the right place, because by the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to tack on an additional $20,000 in monthly recurring revenue to your agency in 30 days or less. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, let me prove you wrong. Let's get into it. By the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to tack on an additional $20,000 in revenue without having to spend a single dollar on ads, having to do any sort of crazy TikTok dances or create any content or video or any of that stuff, find or sell any new clients, or generate a single new lead. You can do this with exactly what you have at your current design agency. So Ryan, how are you going to help me do this? Well, we're going to do it by offering SEO. And before you roll your eyes, I know that you've either probably tried to offer SEO, maybe you're doing it now, or you've at least thought about it. And honestly, for design development agencies, it is the easiest and most seamless way to tack on additional revenue because it fits seamlessly with what you're currently doing. You don't have to learn some crazy tactics or stay ahead of the algorithm. I promise you, SEO has come a very long way. It's not that complicated anymore, and you already have the talent to do it. And by building a website, you have that natural upsell to just be like, hey, we built the website. Should we get a traffic? It is easy and seamless, and it fits perfectly with what you're currently doing. It also offers you the ability to tack on monthly recurring revenue because I already know as a design shop, it's project-based work. And that lack of recurring revenue is difficult, especially as we come into economic downturns. Having that recurring revenue is a baseline. It provides padding, but it also allows you to grow exponentially because you can stack retainers on top of each other and you grow in a bell curve. Instead of having to constantly hunt and hustle for new projects, one lead can give you 2 years worth of work consistently. Like I said, you can deliver the service without overhauling the model, and it enables you to also get creative with your design service offer. When you look at what you can do with things like productized websites and templates, the ability to then offer design as a tripwire offer, right? Bring somebody in for a $5,000 website or a $2,000 landing page, and then upsell SEO to build that recurring revenue, and then also be on design retainer, do more design work with them over time. SEO allows you to get your claws into people and allows you to get very creative with how you position yourself, how you market yourself, and how you go through your sales process and how you make offers to prospects. So if we haven't met, my name is Ryan Stewart. I've built, scaled, and sold 4 companies online, including 2 agencies. I currently own and operate 3 digital agencies right now, and they all run on this amazing model that I'm going to present to you as we go through this video. I've also got 15 years of direct experience working with clients. I've worked with Target, Best Buy. I'm currently the agency of retainer for the largest cannabis company in the world. I've got the experience. I've got the track record. I know what I'm talking about because I do this every single day, day in and day out. Building agencies is my jam. That's what I love doing. But honestly, it's not just about me. I've done this for plenty of clients before in the past, and I want to go through and show you exactly how you can implement SEO and how you can sell it, telling it through the scope and through the lens of one of our clients. This is John Saunders. He owns a design agency called 54 Digital. Before they started working with, they was a little bit all over the place. They basically just took any sort of retainers where they could. They were doing around $5,000 per month. This is just 18 months ago. After working with us and going through a program, John now clears over $1 million a year in revenue. He is known as one of the world's best Webflow designers and developers. His agency is. They're growing hand over fist, and he still offers design, still crushes it, but he also tacks on SEO for an additional plot of revenue that's really, really helped them grow a lot more comfortably. Now I'm going to teach you the exact same things that I taught John in order to take his project-based design shop into a high-powered design shop that also does really, really good SEO. And when it comes down to it, you can do it in a simple 2-step process. I promise I'm not oversimplifying this. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is how to sell SEO. I'm going to show you exactly how to go to your existing clients and give them a pitch that they can't say no to, literally in the next 10 minutes. I'm going to give you a scope of work, and I'm going to give you the exact email that you can literally copy and paste to send to any website that you built before in the past and get them to sign up for an SEO retainer. After that, we're going to talk about how to deliver SEO. And I know this is probably what's been holding you back the most. Maybe you feel like you don't know SEO, or things have changed since you last knew it, or things are always changing and it's not something you're very comfortable with. I promise you, I got you. I'm going to show you the simplest system that we use to deliver SEO, all the way up from clients like Target, all the way down to local barbershops that have only $200 to spend. It is a foolproof system. It works, and it is not overly complex. I promise you. Before we get into all that, let's talk about money. Right? Because the way that I see this is an investment. You're going to put a certain amount of time, energy, and resource into your business in the hopes of getting a return back. So I like to look at this as an investment. So let's talk about the money here. I'm going to walk you through some of our agency's numbers. A quick note here. We work on what's called a productized service offering. I'm going to walk you through that in just one second, but we basically break that down into 3 different sprints. Similar to how you might do like a design or development sprint, we do our SEO in these 3 sprints. This is what we charge for each one of them. So if we were to do all 3 of these sprints, which is usually our average project, it's around $12,000 when you add them up. And we get this work done in about 60 days. So this is 2 months worth of revenue. We also have a very high resell rate off of this. We don't use long-term retainers. Instead, we just resell these sprints. I'll talk to you a little bit more about that in a second. But the average yearly client revenue for us is $46,000. So just using these very conservative numbers, strategy sprint over month, $5,000, content sprint in month 2, link sprint in month 2 as well, for a total of $7,000. Now, I do suggest bringing in an SEO strategist to manage this for you. You don't want to dump this on like a designer or developer. There's some strategies that we can use to talk about using the existing people that you have, which I know that I promise you I'm going to get to that. But for the purposes of illustration, you already know as a business owner, you're going to want to bring in somebody to manage this. And I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. So the profit per sprint sold, right, is around $4,000. But the beautiful thing about SEO in this service model is that each of our strategists can handle up to 6 sprints per month. So I have this built out for 4 sprints per month. So this is literally just getting 4 of your clients to sign up for the pitch that I'm going to show you in 1 minute. And when we do that, and we talk about load balancing capacity, these SEO strategists become a massive profit center for us, right? So 4 sprints, strategy sprints per month, that's just 1 per week, literally for this person, 1 per week. And it's a profit of $16,000 per person and then $24,000 off these 2 sprints over here. So we're talking about an extra $250,000 in profit by pretty much just making 1 hire here. And this is just the beginning. Our agency's margins and profits are insane. And it's super, super easy to get these leads and to sell these leads, again, especially for a design agency. It's one of my favorite things is working with design agencies and helping to implement this because you just make so much damn money and so much profit too. It's actually a screenshot from our director of operations when we moved to this SEO model about 2.5 years ago from Slack, just talking about how, the momentum here and what he's feeling based on how many of these deals are closing and also the LTV and the profit that we make off it. It's just insane. And also just this sprint model that we use that I'm going to teach you in just 1 second, clients love because nobody wants to sign a long-term retainer. So the energy, the momentum that we have with this offer is amazing. It's insane. So now let's get into it a little bit more. Let's talk about how to sell SEO without changing your sales process, to literally go to clients that you have now or clients that you worked with in the past or even friends and family and starting to sell this to them literally by the end of the time you watch this video. The first thing we need to do here, if you want to sell SEO, you got to understand it, right? So I'm going to give you the crash course because I think that this is one of the things that holds back most design and dev agencies is almost an imposter syndrome that you don't know enough about SEO to sell it. So I'm going to give you a crash course. And I promise you, I've been doing this, like I said, for 15 years. I've seen algorithms come and go. I've seen the worst of the worst and all the way to where we are today. And I promise you, SEO right now is just about doing the fundamentals, right? Getting back to the basics of building good pages that are fast, that have the right keywords. So let's walk through this. And again, I break everything down into a 3-step process, right? This is literally where our 3 sprints came from. So there's 3 things: technical factors. So things like website structure, navigation, internal linking, a lot of the stuff that you're already doing, page mapping, UX, all those things. Website speed, technical performance, these are things that you're both doing. Proper use of directives, 301s, no 404s, things that you're probably already doing when you're auditing a website to build it. And then on-page opportunities. I would imagine this is where you're probably not doing it, right? Things like keyword research, page title optimization, very easy stuff that software pretty much does for you. So this is big bucket 1 of SEO, the technical factors, which you're pretty much already doing. Then number 2 is content factors. So keyword opportunities, the current ones on your website and new ones, right? So looking at pages that currently have some rankings but aren't ranking on top, what can we do to punch those things up? And then also finding new opportunities. What are those new opportunities? Building page relevancy, building authority, making sure that pages are interlinked properly, that you're talking about the right things that you should be talking about. And then updating and creating new content, right? We know that creating content is really important for search, and that is a big part of what the content factors are. And the final bucket here is link factors, right? So good old-fashioned link building. If you're not familiar with it, link building is literally just the process of getting another website to mention your website and attributing that with a link, right? So think Huffington Post. They do a top 10 article on the best web design agencies. If they link to your agency, that link is a huge boost for SEO. We want to try and replicate that for our clients so we can punch them up the rankings. So mentions on reputable industry websites, like I just said, and also continued mentions on reputable industry websites, right? So link building is an ongoing thing. Content is an ongoing thing. And when we talk about how we turn these into long-term deals and how we keep getting income from our clients, it's by continuously creating content and continuously building links. Again, this is something that you're pretty much probably already doing, and we're going to talk about that in just 1 second. So let's quickly talk about how to sell this. And this is more of a conceptual thing. This is a huge thing that we do with our agency clients, is getting agencies to understand, especially from the design mentality, where Most design projects are line items. They're hourly based, right? They're expenses. Marketing is an investment. So what we're able to do is we're able to tap into emotions and motivations of prospects. And we really want to sell the whole, not the shovel. So what that means is we're not selling SEO. What we're selling is what? We're selling them more customers. We're selling them more traffic. So this is a very powerful kind of offer design thing that we do. And really what it taps into is just where is the prospect now? And where do they want to get to? What's their dream outcome? And then these things are the things that we have to do in order to take them from where they are now to where they want to get to. And I know this seems super basic and maybe even dumb, but I promise you it's one of the most powerful things that you can do. And if you're not converting your offers for your design agency, this is probably why. Because a lot of the times their dream outcome is not a pretty website. Right? It's some sort of action it's some sort of business action. And that's what you have to tap into. And that's again, why search is so important, because you can build a website and then tack on search and get them to that dream outcome, which is customers. They want more sales. They want more customers. And a lot of them want it from organic search because it's free traffic. So that's what we want to focus on when we're doing this, when we're selling this. It's really powerful. So when we put this together, right, when we're talking about SEO, where they are now is inconsistent customer acquisition. They don't know where their next lead is coming from, and they can't baseline it. They can't get customers consistently. What they want is a steady stream of purchases, leads, calls, whatever this is, whatever type of business is, right? How do we get in there? Well, we do technical improvements on the website, we create content, and we build links. Look familiar, right? These are the three things that we need to do in order to get them ranked. And again, I know I'm oversimplifying this, and that's kind of the point, is that customers don't want to know about a laundry list of technical things and a million different keywords. What they want to know is, how are you going to get me more leads and customers? How are you going to get me more sales? And this is how we do it, right? We package these things up into these beautiful little sprints that are simple. They're easy to understand. They have a definitive start and end date, and clients go crazy for it. They buy it like crazy because we're tapping into what they really want, and we're showing them exactly how we're getting there. So tying into this a little bit more, I actually want to open up a separate deck. What you're looking at here is a presentation from our agency that we call the traffic projection analysis. So what do we do here? We show them where they currently are. We show them what their traffic currently is, and then we show them where they could be with a traffic projection, right? So literally what I just talked about. Where are they now? They have no traffic, they're losing traffic, or they're gaining too slow. Where do they want to be? Where could they be? Well, then we run through a tool that we built, and we show them these pretty charts that show them how their traffic is currently going, and then what their traffic could be if they do SEO. And this is all built on data, on numbers. We tap into their website's data. We actually built a tool. It's inside of our training company. And then we show them what SEO can do for them. So you can see the growth in their keywords. You can see this. They can see this and feel this. And again, this is based on data, so it's difficult for them to argue. And then we basically tell them that they can cash in, again, using technical content and links, literally what I just ran you guys through here. And then we run them through a proposal for our sprint process. So hopefully what you're starting to see is a level of consistency and a level of simplicity, right? We don't overcomplicate it because we want to focus on clients want, and that's more customers, specifically when it comes to marketing and SEO. And when you're able to demonstrate that, when you're able to say, this is where you are with nothing, and this is what your revenue currently is, this is where you could be, and this is what your revenue would be, which is literally just taking that traffic and timesing it against their conversion rate, then you've got tangible data. You've got money. You've got black and white. It's like an investment. Hey, if you put in X amount, then you can expect Y amount in 3 to 6 months. When you're able to push a service as an investment, as opposed to, again, a line item expense, here's 350 hours for hi-fi mockups and some web development time. That's not fun. That's not sexy. You can't really get the top dollar out of these prospects, but you can see by adding SEO, you're able to start tapping into some emotions and goals that these companies have, and that's to get more customers. The point of spending money on marketing and websites and design is to get more customers. It's to build a brand to help them get more customers. It all leads back to getting more customers. SEO is now that vehicle for you to do that and display it. So what I put together for you is a copy and paste email that you can literally go to any single person that you've worked with for web design before in the past. It basically just says, we hired a new SEO manager. We're leading a brand new department. We've been helping some existing clients get some results, and they have been incredible. Our process is a lot faster and effective because we built the site. Because you built it, you know the ins and outs. So you're going to save them time and money, right? I'd love to show you how we can help you get more customers from Google. Do you have a 15-minute opening this Thursday? Boom. Ship it off to them. Send it. Get them on a call and literally just run them through what I showed you. This is where you currently are in terms of your traffic. This is where we can get you to, right? And this is how much it's going to cost. This is when you can expect everything. Boom, done. I'm also giving you, there's a link to this below, is a copy and paste scope of work. You can literally just send this to the client. This is exactly what they're going to get, when they're going to get it, and how much it costs. I've got the whole agreement for you. Link below, take it, it's yours. So that's a crash course on how to sell SEO. And obviously I went through that quickly, I grazed through it, but what I wanted to hit on are the main points, which is the emotions and the energies that we can get to sell people. It's not about the things that you're going to do. It's about what they are going to get as a result of the things that you are going to do. And that's powerful. All the other things can be learned. I can teach you how to put together a proposal. I've got videos and documentation and templates and all that stuff for you. That's semantics. This is the important stuff. This is how you sell contracts. So the next piece, and probably what you're most interested in, is we're going to talk about how to deliver a high impact SEO. Now you've got interest. You can go out and sell this to prospects, but then what? They show up on day one. They're like, okay, Steve, what do we got? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that right now. There's a concept called the productized service. And what this is essentially a done for you service with a compelling value proposition, right? It's packaged at a set price, duration, and scope. So basically everything I just told you about, right? When it comes to SEO and our sprint model, we've developed this into a product. Now, from your perspective, a productized service is one that runs systematically with or without your direct involvement. What this means is that you've got systems, you've got processes, you're doing the same thing over and over again. I always liken this to an assembly line, right? Ford, McDonald's. Coming in, following the same thing over and over and over again. And why is this important? Well, because the product is always better, because you know exactly what you're getting. There's consistency, right? When it comes to SEO, we don't have to reinvent the wheel every time we do a campaign. Like I told you, I showed you exactly where we are when it comes to search right now. It's all about the fundamentals, getting the good quality materials, putting them together tightly, all that type of stuff over and over and over again produces better results than doing custom work and trying to figure everything out nonstop. That also puts a massive stress on your workforce. I showed you can do all this with just one person because we're doing the same thing over and over and over again, as opposed to custom works and all these different audits and analyses that end up going nowhere, unimplemented, as opposed to this system, which I'm telling you, it crushes it for our clients. So when it comes to delivering SEO, right, I told you we've got our strategy sprint, we've got our content sprint, and we've got our link sprint. So over here in the strategy sprint, there's three main deliverables in here. We do a website quality audit. This is essentially a technical analysis where we pull every single page on the website, and then the tool that we built crosswalks against their analytics data, keyword data, all sorts of different SEO data, so we can see every URL on every single page and know exactly what to do from an SEO point of view. This is a perfect deliverable for a development and design agency to integrate with when you're scoping out websites and when you're doing UX and all that stuff. The next thing that we do is a competitive keyword analysis, is the gap analysis. So we basically, this will pull in all their current keyword rankings. This will pull in their competitor keyword rankings, and we're allowed to see gaps so we can understand what pages on the site that we need to build. This has every single page on the website. We can figure out what to improve. This has every single page that we're missing based on the keywords that we found. Then we tie this all together into an SEO roadmap, all the technical things, all the keyword opportunities. This SEO roadmap we then use to sell our content and link sprints, right? So using this SEO roadmap, we say, okay, we identified 50 pages that need improvement. We identified another 50 pages that need to be created. We've also identified that your competitors have 1,000 links and you need to get links. So then what we do is we sell these as individual sprints, one off the back of this. We actually usually just focus on selling the strategy sprint, $5,000, and then we'll upsell off the back of that using our sales process to sell them content briefs or written pages and link acquisition. Let's talk about these two real quick. So a content brief is essentially, I call it like a coloring book for content writing from an SEO point of view. It details everything that a writer needs to know how to create high impact content. Now, we also have writers and sometimes we will write, but either way, what we do is we sell these in packages of 10 and we charge $350 to $1,000. If we're writing a content, it's $1,000. If we're not writing the content and doing the content briefs, if they have a writer, it's $350 per page. We sell them in minimum of 10, so it's either $3,500 or $10,000 per content sprint that we get. Now, link acquisition over here, we outsource this. We have a company that we partner with. They're amazing. They get really high quality PR links. We pay them per link, and then we tack on an additional fee for our client. We charge $400, anywhere from $350 to $550 per link, and we pay anywhere from $100 to $250. So we're tacking on pretty good margin here just to outsource this. So you can see how these things tie together, and also down here, how this one person does all of this for us and all of this for us. And we're able to do this because we've got documentation, trainings, processes that these people watch, and we get them trained up within a week. It's actually pretty impressive. So let's talk quickly about how your process might look like in conjunction with our process. So design over here, and I just have these mapped as sprints because they may or may not be, but they could be, right? So design sprint, UX, grayscale layouts, UI strategy, and then hi-fi mockups, or AKA UI design. This should say development sprint, CMS setup, code deployment, testing and QA, and then website launch. So what I want to do is show you how to integrate these seamlessly. And I want to do this based on probably your biggest objection, which is I don't want to do content. I don't want to do links. I don't know what the F those things are. I don't want to get into them. But this over here, yeah, I could see us doing this because this kind of fits with what we're doing, right? And this is going back to the hiring no additional people to do this for you. I am positive, I promise you that you can do this without having to hire a single person at your agency. So the website quality audit, I always recommend doing within a UX audit. So what you're doing here is you're already pulling the web pages, you're already getting a site map built out, page tree, all these different things. This is the perfect time to integrate this data into here as well. And again, selling this becomes so much easier because you can bake this into your existing pitches, as opposed to trying to sell content and links, which which you may not be comfortable with, but don't worry, I can get you there. You can just sell these in here as a baked in website, right? Imagine putting together a proposal where you're like, yo, this website is going to be spring loaded, ready to go for search. It's going to come out the gates in the best potential opportunity. And oh, by the way, you don't have to go pay an SEO agency $50,000. We'll do it for X, $5,000, $10,000. We'll integrate this into what we're already doing. We're the best qualified to do it because we're rebuilding your website. So we might as well take care of the SEO foundation, the SEO fundamentals while we're doing this. And you can change this sprint from strategy sprint to foundational sprint, which we also use depending on the project that we're pitching. So the website quality audit, you dump in there. Competitive keyword analysis, I would also do in here because this UX will say, hey, this is how your website currently is performing. These are all the pages that there are. This is what we want to do. Oh, by the way, based on what's out there, we also want to add in more pages. These are what we're recommending. These are the pages that you're missing based on keyword opportunities. You know how powerful that is? Boom, love it, done. SEO roadmap, then I would just put this in as another deliverable here in your design sprint. So you can see how we're conjoining this in. And then they're also at the end of this, you could do a full website roadmap too and integrate all this stuff into it, just fold it into here, or just do a standalone SEO roadmap on its own. Hopefully what I've showed you is two things in this quick video here is how to sell, just how to get the interest and how to entice your existing clients by putting together the right offer for them, showing them that they're going to make money here. So this is an investment that is pretty much a no-brainer. And then also how to deliver this to clients. Now, again, those deliverables within there, you're probably like, again, you probably are not familiar with the deliverables that I have in there, the website quality audit, the keyword gap analysis. You're probably sitting there being like, yeah, great, Ryan, you know how to do SEO. So of course you know how to do this. Well, that's why my company, The Blueprint Training, exists. So what we do with The Blueprint Training is we partner with agencies and we help them to implement the SEO sprints methodology. And within that, we give you every single template, every single deliverable. We give you training videos. We give you one-on-one coaching. You get access to a private Slack community. So we'll train your entire agency on how to do this. So we literally give you this project plan that has every single deliverable linked to right here. Boom, here's the template, here's the template, here's the template, here's the template, here's the training, here's the training, here's the training. Website quality audit, how to analyze a website's data, how to put together the SEO strategy. You should see these deliveries. They're amazing. They're beautiful. They're completely done for you. All you literally have to do, it's like a coloring book. It's a swipe file. You take this and we help you. We have actual coaches that will walk you through how to implement this at your design agency. And again, we have done for you SOPs. This is the one for the website quality audit. It shows you how to go through and analyze everything. Again, we have videos for this. We do weekly coaching calls for you to join. Throw your team on there. Throw your developer, throw your designer, throw your new SEO strategist. We'll train them for you. Everything is completely done for you from A to Z. We quite literally have an entire process here. All the sprints broken down, the full process from lead gen to sales, client onboarding, project planning. All these things here come with their own individual training module that has a template, it has an SOP, it has videos, and then it has a weekly coaching session off the back of it to make sure that you learn how to do it. We teach you how to do everything from the technical sprint to the content sprint to how to create content and how to get links. We even give you the partners that we use so you can just outsource it directly to them. This is literally an SEO service in a box. And if you're interested in learning more, there's a link below this to book a working session with one of our growth consultants. What we'll do is we'll sit down, we'll talk about your agency. We will show you all of our systems, all of our processes, and we'll talk about if implementing SEO at your agency is a good fit. And we will then give you everything that you need to do this. So all you got to do is hit the link below, pick a time that works for you, and hopefully we'll talk soon.